Have you ever reached the end of the day and wondered, where did all that time actually go? You were awake for 16 hours, you were doing things almost constantly, and somehow nothing important got done. You checked messages, watched a few videos, answered something, opened your laptop, walked around, ate, scrolled. But when you try to remember what you actually accomplished, the entire day feels strangely empty. And that's the confusing part because you didn't feel lazy, you actually felt busy. But being busy and moving your life forward are two completely different things. Sometimes you can spend enormous amounts of energy moving while technically going nowhere. And most of the time, your day isn't destroyed by one huge distraction. It leaks away in tiny pieces. It usually starts innocently. Your alarm goes off, and you tell yourself you'll check your phone for 1 minute. Just notifications, maybe one message, maybe the weather. Nothing dangerous. But one notification leads to another app, and that app gives you something else to look at. Then you watch one short video, and before you even decide anything, another one is already waiting. 6 minutes becomes 14, 14 becomes 27, and somehow it still feels like almost no time passed. Eventually, you get up, slightly annoyed but not worried. After all, you only wasted 20 minutes. And 20 minutes doesn't feel expensive. That's exactly why it's so easy to spend. During breakfast, you check again, not because you need anything. Your hand just goes there automatically. At this point, it doesn't even feel like a decision. It feels more like a reflex. You haven't really started your day yet, but somehow the first hour is already gone. Finally, you sit down to work, and for a moment, everything looks perfect. The document is open, the task is right there. All you have to do is begin. Then your phone vibrates, and you think, I'll check this quickly before I start. That sentence sounds harmless, but before I start is where an incredible amount of your life disappears. You answer the message, then you notice an email, then another notification, then something you forgot yesterday. Now your attention is bouncing between 5 different things while the original task quietly waits in the background. And because you're technically doing things, your brain doesn't register this as procrastination. You feel active. You're clicking, reading, replying, searching. It looks like productivity from the outside. But activity is not the same as progress. Movement is not automatically forward movement. And suddenly, it's almost 11 while the thing you sat down to do hasn't even started. The problem isn't only the minutes you spend distracted, there's another cost that's much harder to see. Every time you switch tasks, part of your attention stays attached to whatever you were just doing. So, when you return to work, your brain doesn't instantly return with you. You need a moment to remember where you were, what you were thinking, and what you were about to do. Your focus isn't usually destroyed in one dramatic moment, it slowly drains through dozens of tiny interruptions. It's like trying to fill a bucket while constantly poking new holes in the bottom. 2 lost minutes barely matter once, but repeat them 30 times, and suddenly an entire hour disappears. And this is how tiny distractions become enormous without ever feeling enormous. You don't remember wasting 2 hours because you never wasted 2 hours all at once. And there's a reason your brain keeps choosing these tiny distractions over the thing you actually care about. Your phone offers immediate rewards, a message, a funny video, something new, something interesting, instantly. Important work is different. The effort happens now while the reward might not arrive for hours, weeks, or months. So, your brain repeatedly trades the bigger future reward for the smaller reward sitting directly in front of it. Each distraction gives you a tiny little payoff. Not much, but enough to make you come back. And because the reward is unpredictable, checking becomes even more tempting. Maybe there's something interesting this time. Your phone starts behaving like a tiny slot machine you carry in your pocket all day. Compared with that constant novelty, slower activities begin to feel strangely boring. Reading feels slow. Working feels slow. Even resting without stimulation can start feeling uncomfortable. That doesn't mean your brain is broken. It means you've given it easier rewards almost everywhere. By afternoon, something strange happens. You've done dozens of tiny things, so you genuinely feel exhausted. You replied to people, checked things, organized things, researched things. Your brain has been active all day. So when you finally get tired, resting feels deserved. And honestly, it probably is. But the kind of rest you choose often looks suspiciously similar to the distractions that exhausted you. You promise yourself 5 minutes, then another video starts, then another, then the evening quietly disappears too. Morning became afternoon, afternoon became evening, and nothing dramatic ever happened. That's what makes this so dangerous. Your day can disappear without ever feeling like you chose to waste it. Time never actually disappears, you spend it. The problem is that most of those purchases happen unconsciously. The obvious solution seems to be creating the perfect schedule and controlling every minute of your life. And for about 6 minutes, this schedule makes you feel like the most disciplined person alive. Then real life happens. Something takes longer, someone calls, you wake up late, the entire plan collapses. So instead of controlling every minute, Protect the few parts of your day that actually matter. Start with your first hour, not your entire life, just the first hour after you wake up. Make the easiest distractions slightly harder. Put your phone somewhere you can't reach without standing up. Then make the important thing easier to begin. Open the document before you need it. Remove unnecessary choices. You don't need 4 hours of perfect focus. Start with 25 minutes where one task is the only option. During that block, let messages wait. Most things that feel urgent become surprisingly patient when you stop checking. For once, give your brain enough uninterrupted time to actually become absorbed in what you're doing. And something interesting happens. One focused hour often produces more progress than an entire scattered afternoon. You don't need more time. You need to stop giving away the attention inside the time you already have. Here's a simple experiment. Tomorrow, don't try to stop distracting yourself. Just notice every time you do it. Every unnecessary phone check, every random tab, every quick video, count it. By the end of the day, the number might be uncomfortable, and that discomfort is useful. Because once the invisible becomes visible, it becomes much harder to pretend that those tiny moments don't matter. You don't have to become a productivity machine. You just need to interrupt the automatic pattern occasionally. And on chaotic days, finishing one meaningful thing is better than touching 30 things and completing none. Now imagine reaching the same time tomorrow, same 24 hours, same imperfect life. But this time, you can actually remember what you did because your attention wasn't fragmented into hundreds of pieces. You still checked your phone, you still got distracted, you were still human, you just stopped letting every distraction decide what happened next. Your days aren't disappearing because you don't have enough time. They disappear when your attention belongs to everything except you.